Ah, the French champagne.
Champagne!
The schlocky movie from this week may be the schlockiest film we've ever seen on this podcast.
I'm Mr. Pink.
Sis Blue.
So Miranda hasn't seen Reservoir Dogs.
Those men's children are all identical clones of Adolf Hitler.
Once they were men, now they are land crabs.
Amanda Bynes is a national treasure.
There's like a bunch of other shit that happens in Driven.
Is there?
Secret Nazis.
Yeah.
Secret Nazis.
Hey, Daddy lost his eagle.
I hope
So-
no one from my family listens to this podcast.
The Citizen Kane of the week is...
Yo, everyone, what's going on? Welcome to Citizen Kane versus Podlet edition. We're doing some more Podlets because it's the summer and we have a bit less time because we're enjoying the sunshine, I guess is the main it's because we thought it'd be more exciting and accessible content.
Yeah.
And less homework.
And less homework.
Watching two movies is homework.
Yeah, tough.
It is when you're on a timeline.
Yeah,
I
it is.
find.
Yeah.
When you're like trying to squeeze it in with other stuff, it actually is pretty time
I
consuming.
never squeeze. That's the thing for me.
Oh, you got to squeeze, man.
Yeah.
You got to
No.
squeeze.
Okay.
No, I don't like
Next time.
I don't like squeezing my schedule too much. I like to leave room for life.
Then only hard
Love.
poops come out, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
or none at all.
Or
If it
none
gets
at
too
all.
stressful.
Yep.
So
I've been there.
I'm
Yeah.
Jack Rennie, and I'm joined once, as usual, by my two friends. One over there,
Senor Sean Jacqueline.
Senor Son Jacqueline, and the other,
Papa Daniel.
Padre
No,
Daniel
like
Esbeno.
Papa Daniel.
And the topic that we're starting with today is, can you separate art from the artist? Or maybe the question is, or how can you? If you can, how do you? Or what do you think about it?
So, it's funny that we bring this up because I have a very recent story. Not really story, but you're all familiar with the movie or the play Carnage, or
Oui.
the one we saw at the Fringe Festival a while back.
Yasmina Reza, yep.
Sorry?
The playwright.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, there's a movie version of it
There is.
with John C. Reilly and
Fun.
Kate Winslet and Jodie Foster, I think,
Foster
and
and,
the amazing
Christoph Waltz.
Waltz.
Yeah.
And it's a great movie.
Phenomenal
Love it.
movie.
Seen
I
it
wanna watch
many, many
that.
times.
Oh, you do want to watch it.
I wanna
It's
watch
actually
that.
quite good.
Until
Do you know who directed it? Sir Roman Polanski.
Oh,
Which I did not know this until I was raving about this movie to Marisa like 3 days ago, and then I saw that and I was like, maybe you don't watch this movie.
And they had to film it in Paris because the moment he enters the American borders, he is arrested.
Wait, when was this done?
2012, I believe it came out.
So like they went and did it with him over there?
They flew to Paris, where he lives.
Oh, that's worse.
I see. I didn't know that part. And also, like it's weird to think that those actors who like don't really need that work would jump through those hoops.
Dude, I forget what year it was, but like most of Hollywood stood up and like had an ovation demanding that Roman Polanski be allowed back into the country so he can accept like a lifetime achievement award or something like that. Like Hollywood, all these people who are out there being like, we love blah blah blah, blah blah blah, being your
Human
rights or
rights and
something.
stuff.
Fuck
Yeah,
that
yeah.
shit.
Blah, blah, blah.
But while simultaneously ignoring that their buddy there assaulted a 13-year-old girl.
Yep. At least, like, if not, right, like more,
like many times, right?
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
more
Oh,
than
I
once.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
is too many, yeah.
But that was the first time, really. I mean, I'm like not a very PC person, and it takes a lot for me to.
There's nothing PC about
but
wanting someone to be badly done by
Sure.
for those crimes.
Absolutely. But it was the first time that I had any kind of real moral quandary about watching something that or recommending something I like because of where it came from.
where
You know what I mean?
the art was affected by the artist.
Yeah.
It sounds like what you're saying. Like, sounds like this conversation, right?
Totally.
Where it was like, this art is harder to consume.
Yeah, well, yes, it is hard to consume, and I don't know that I'd watch the movie again, but I don't know that I wouldn't. You know what I mean?
It's a really good film.
It's a really good film.
It's a really good fucking film.
And like the actors are stellar, and it's
Yeah.
it's a rare what's what I'm looking for? It's a rare example of a movie that can be done all in one room for 90 minutes. Like it does stay very true to the play in its format, and it's really fucking good. I've watched it many times. So I don't know. I think that because I feel like those people, like people who commit these fucking heinous crimes, shouldn't be praised. They shouldn't be allowed to like put their stuff in the world. But if their stuff is in the world and it's good, what, like, should you deprive yourself of the artistic experience?
Yeah. One thing that I find somehow factors in a little bit is like Sean's cat is losing it. Is like how close the artist is to being like the person who you are interacting with as the person taking in the art. Mm-hmm. So whether it's the singer of the song itself or the actor in the movie or whatever. Mm-hmm. Whereas like I'm not like what percentage of movies in Hollywood over the last number of decades were produced by Harvey Weinstein, right?
Yeah. Totally.
But am I going to not watch those movies? I would say no, because that would be like a lot of people worked really hard on them.
Shakespeare in Love is a romp.
Is that a Weinstein picture?
It's a Weinstein.
A lot of them are. Yeah. And like it happens, we don't even know. Like we get movies on the podcast, and sometimes a Weinstein comes up, and we're like, shit.
Right.
But like he was behind the scenes more, and I know he was interacting with people and did shitty things, but like that, you know what I mean, though, as opposed to the person who was on set, but like abusing his co-actor.
I don't know though if Harvey Weinstein is a good example that fits into this particular, because the question is, can you separate the art from the artist? Harvey Weinstein as a producer is not an artist. He's not the one creating the thing.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm saying. But Polanski is the director of it, right? And it was after accusations,
totally,
and the actors went there. Like that makes it shady shady as balls to do that.
So, it's like anyone doing a Woody Allen film now. You're like, what? Is money really that desperate for you?
Or like you're so hungry for like a thing on your resume, you want to have you think you can work with the revered and shamed Woody Allen, like.
Well, Woody Allen's thing is he like dated his teenage niece or something. What's his deal?
Wasn't it like
he abused
his
daughter-in-law for a long time.
Oh, really?
Let me look it up so I can be correct.
Okay.
There's far too many cases of sexual assault involving minors amongst like Hollywood elite. It's hard to get them all straight.
Because like there's so many people involved in movies,
totally,
that like, especially without like the recent attempts to improve things, which is great, right? Because there are way too many stories. Just speaking of Hollywood, let alone arts and the world at large, that like they're just various stories of like the stunt coordinator on True Lies was super abusive with Eliza Dushku, and like that, and I hear that, and that sucks because I love that movie, and it's like really hard to not think about that. Like
Eliza Dushku is in True Lies.
Yeah, she's the daughter.
What?
Yeah.
I haven't
seen
that
got real
movie.
fucked up.
Oh man,
yeah, and it's like really, really shitty to think about, right? And so, like, it feels there's like a bigger question of like, which I think is why it's so important to deal with it in the industry, because there are so many people involved. You have to make sure there are safeties because there.
Ophelia chooses now to have her zoomies.
Yeah, to keep people safe.
Right.
Just unfortunately, there are a lot of people in that industry, and again in the world at large, men in particular, who have been living without any sort of like repercussions. And so it's again, it's just to say like I think you can watch any movie is what I'm trying to say, like from before a certain time, without there were people involved in it. There were thousands of people involving in making it. It's unlikely that no one was going through any sort of, or no one on that had, done something shitty. We've all done varying degrees of shitty things, but like things that are like largely shitty, like a Kevin Spacey.
And Woody Allen is his adoptive daughter when she was 7.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, adopted
He
daughter.
molested her
yeah,
when
right.
she was 7?
Correct.
Oh, man.
And this came out in 1992. And think of all the like Woody Allen films between then and now that have been made. He'd made like one every couple of years at least.
He was
from
very
92 to,
prolific.
2012,
I'm going to be honest with you. I can't name a single Woody Allen movie. I am so
That's okay.
unfamiliar with his catalog. I don't
Yeah.
know anything
They're
about
fine.
him.
Yeah. That
Anyways.
makes sense.
So,
Midnight in Paris.
that was
Annie
him.
Hall.
I've heard of Annie Hall. I don't know what it is. Anyways,
That's the classic.
fuck you, Woody Allen.
Didn't
I
he
guess
also? Didn't he also like marry someone who was
Yeah,
like
I thought
19
that
that
was
he
it.
was
Like,
almost
I
related
think
to?
Mia Farrow was like.
I thought he was in a relationship with a minor.
And like,
I'm not gonna dig into.
and then it's like, oh, we're not dating, but then suddenly she was of age and they were getting married. It was
Yeah.
something like really.
that's beyond the
sketchy.
scope of this episode.
Okay, fair.
So I think, and that would be different for me because like Woody Allen movies are defined by being movies by Woody Allen.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like that's
Yep.
a big factor in it. Where
Yep.
like there are lots of movies that we've watched that it's like if you're like the director was abusive, I'd be like that's really shitty. I have no fucking idea who that director is, so I'm not watching it for them.
Well,
like that part matters a little bit to me in terms of my ability to like watch it still.
And you make a good point about kind of all the hands in the fire, Stokes in the fire, hands
Hands Across America.
hands across America. You make a great point about all the hands across America.
I have a way with words.
But even with the director, I mean, you never really like it's hard to say because this person could be the director in name, but who knows how much input they actually had in the film? Who knows how much their vision was tampered with by the studio? So how much of it is actually their movie?
Only the other filmmakers. No.
What do you mean?
Like they would know. The people do know. We do know. We do like. We can figure it out. It just takes a shit ton of work to do all that research to like watch one film.
Right, which
Yeah.
no one's going to do.
Yeah.
But I guess what I'm saying is it does complicate the question when talking about directors specifically because they are just like one piece of a massive crew. So I don't know. I mean, I think an easier thing to kind of tackle is maybe like actors or
The faces.
singers, the faces. Like Will Smith comes to mind right now because he's kind of his moment.
What did he do?
He just defended his wife's honor.
Oh, what
Yeah,
a
it was
sweet
really
gentleman.
it was very, very
Whoa,
chivalrous.
that's noble. Yeah, it's chivalrous.
Yeah.
I thought chivalry was dead.
No, Will Smith brought it back.
Damn.
Yeah.
Fresh Prince at it again.
But if he was still making entertaining movies, what would you? Well, I mean,
He won the Oscar.
he won the Oscar. I have no interest
Afterwards.
in
That
watching.
movie doesn't look very entertaining, but
No, it doesn't. But this is a great example of can you obviously in that moment Hollywood didn't, but I don't know. We also live in an age where people are like aggressively separating art or not separating
not
art.
separating.
Not separating art.
I have a terrible time separating, not necessarily like art from artist, but like the author from what I'm seeing. I have a terrible time doing it.
Author is tricky.
Because I can just analyze something and be like, oh, that choice is also kind of like this, which makes me think of what this person did in real life. Oh shit, how are those linked?
That's a good example because the person who wrote it is the person who's literally driving the story, creating it. They are.
But
at
I
the
include
foundation.
in that. I include in the author in filmmaking sense the director, all the screenwriters, the producers too.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of include all of those forces within the author role.
Okay, so then do you find that you shy away from certain material that involves people who
100%.
yeah?
100%. I only watched The Last Duel to verify my assumption that it was Matt Damon and Ben Affleck saying, "We're sorry, we're so sorry, we knew so many terrible people, we're so sorry," and it was.
Including my brother Casey.
Yeah, I don't talk to him other than at Christmas. I'm sorry. Can I be a movie star still?
I don't understand what you're saying. How is that an apology movie?
Because it's their very one-dimensional attempt at feminism.
Oh, is it? Isn't the whole movie about two guys fighting over a woman?
Pause for cat removal. Cat toy removal.
Ophelia.
I just called her Evie. Ophelia?
Do you want to just pick that toy up? She will play with it.
Is she gonna come up
I've
here?
literally never seen her play with that before.
Only when she sees we're doing something else.
Yeah. She's like, I've noticed. I don't want your attention at all, except if you're giving me no attention, in which case, look at me.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, who
She was
among
like,
us can't relate?
Is that your backpack, Dan? She
Yo, get out of there, bitch.
She almost climbed right in there.
Don't.
She loves being in backpacks.
This is great. This is great material.
I'll
Okay.
cut it out.
All right, great.
Where were we?
It's easy. It's easy to like it's nice is what I'm trying to say. When in a way, I guess I'm trying to say it's nice. It's bad. They're bad. When they do something bad, it's shitty. And we like, oh, shitty things are shitty. But it's a bit easier when you don't like the art that they do. Like when it's Jared Leto.
So much easier.
And you're like, I wasn't gonna see Morbius
Yeah.
fucking ever
This is the
anyway.
worst. When Kevin Spacey is now like stuck in his President Underwood character for no discernible reason, it's a lot easier to hate what he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, so okay, Kevin Spacey is a good example. I mean, I can't say that I wouldn't watch The Usual Suspects again. He's a terrible person.
But you know how it ends.
Sure, I'm giving an example of a classic Spacey movie.
Yeah.
Or Seven.
K-Pax.
K-Pax.
No, but okay, so Seven is a movie that he has a supporting role in.
Yep.
He likes bananas and K-Pax.
Yep. He does. He needs potassium because he's an alien. Spoilers.
But you know what I'm saying? Do you? It's easy when the art is shit. When it like barely classifies as art.
He wears sunglasses because the sun hurts his eyes.
Yeah,
He's
K-Pax.
from another.
He's an alien. The sun's too strong here.
Okay, I'm done.
The great acting
never seen
choices.
K-Pax.
It's not good.
I'm sure that wasn't his choice.
No.
It's probably in a script. K-Pax walks on stage on camera with sunglasses. Sun
It is-
too hot.
It is. I definitely. I don't want to watch The Usual Suspects again because honestly, I find it kind of a tedious movie. Having seen it 4 times or something.
Bad
but
example, but
yeah.
I just mean a classic Kevin Spacey movie.
If it was on TV and there's nothing else, like I'm turning it on because it's probably like it's that era of movies that's generally watchable and entertaining. But every time he's on screen, I'm gonna have this little thought in my head going, "Ew."
Right, but that doesn't count as separating the two. You're still
Sure, it does. I am ripped from the art.
Like timeline matters to me. Like when did a thing happen? Like
Oh, he'd already.
Yeah,
he'd
he was
done
already
the
a
thing.
monster. I think
Yeah.
he was
no, I
doing it
know.
for a
I'm
while.
saying so
Yeah.
for Casey, for Kevin Spacey, like his accounts, the accounts of assaulting people, like range over many years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like it's throughout our time of engaging with Kevin Spacey. Do you know what I mean? And it was clearly done with the power he had as Kevin Spacey.
Correct.
Like that's so there's kind of no part of the catalog that you can say, well, that wasn't happening yet or whatever, or like if someone did something a long time ago, like the Kevin Hart not doing the Oscars because of a tweet from 10 years ago thing.
What
Something
was that tweet again? Was it
I don't remember.
it was homophobic. Yeah, it was saying that like he would essentially like if my son started doing something gay, I would beat his ass. Type of again, I'm missing probably he tried to phrase it like a joke.
His career didn't end for that though. He just couldn't do the shiny statue day.
Yeah, and no, it didn't.
Yeah.
But I think it's stupid to do that.
Right.
to
I think that was a stupid move to
quit the Oscars?
to not have him do the Oscars.
He quit. They didn't tell him not to.
Well, they said he couldn't unless he apologized. And
Oh, is that what it was? And he chose not to apologize?
well, technically no. His argument was that he has already apologized for it. It was one of those things where it was from many years ago, and it was brought up years ago, like well before, and he had a thing then where he went, those were very like bad views that I had, and that was it. Like it wasn't funny, and I shouldn't have made it. I do not believe that now. I would support my kids and I want to encourage that, and I want to support the gay. Like he did a whole thing,
Yeah.
And the Oscars were like, apologize again, and he was like, but I apologized. Like I don't like he just because that's kind of like
I respect the shit out of that, actually.
well, that's the thing. I do too. And you lose the example of having someone engaging as someone who I think, as most people hopefully have in their lives, have wrestled with previous opinions that they've held and changed them and and been able to apologize in a public place. Again, it's possible I have this wrong, but I don't think so. I think that is apparently what happened. So, do you know what I mean? Like that just feels, it's like it was just showy. They wanted him to do a show. And they said, you have to dance like a little monkey if you want to do this because the mob
Because the
demands
Oscars suck now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And instead they could have had someone who
Yeah, they still would have sucked.
is, well,
He
like
would
Kevin Hart's
he would have
fun.
made the fucking Oscars.
He's an entertainer.
Yeah,
Kevin Hart is delightful.
He's funny.
Yeah, but I mean, this is another topic for a Podlet, I guess. But even with the best hosts, are the Oscars ever fun?
No,
the-
but they'd be like the
Oscars-
better version of what they
Right.
could be.
The Oscars are. I mean, all award shows are wanks. I think. Like, I think they're just silly. But
yeah,
when you
this
have,
is definitely another podcast.
I mean, I think it's an open and shut case. Does anybody not agree that award shows are fucking wanks?
I guess it's so. It's a mini podcast within this one.
Yeah, it's a pod within a pod.
Whoa,
That's pod
Podlet.
racing.
Yeah.
Podlet.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
It's a poddy.
It's
Sorry.
potty with a body. The podlets with bodlets.
That's it. That's
Ew.
it. This is the bodlet part. Yeah, award shows suck, but I think at least having an entertaining host gives you like something to look forward to if you're going to watch the award show. It's like when
Right.
Gervais hosts the fucking Golden Globes.
Yeah.
You watch the YouTube
Gervais
clips after.
Yeah, you watch
Yeah.
the clips all the time. You
Totally.
don't watch the fucking awards.
No, but I mean that's everything. You trim the fat, right?
So I find the discussion hardest. With film, I don't really like. I do separate art from artist. I still watch it, but like I'm sitting there with a conscious understanding that like I need to hyper analyze everything this person is doing right now. What I find hardest is when I'm listening to music from like fucking 1680, or if I'm looking at a painting.
You listen to a lot of
or
music from 1680.
I
Sean?
work at the symphony.
Oh yeah, I guess so. I guess so.
There are a lot of really fucked up composers, and their work is brilliant, and their views on the world are horrible.
I mean, we're horrible.
Yeah,
These are people who actually lived hundreds of years ago.
but
So,
their
it's
ideas
a bit
live on
eas-
through their art.
Didn't we say this the other day? This came up a bit when we were chatting about it. It's like kind of a bit easier once they're dead.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
It's like, well, they're dead now, so
Yeah, there-
like,
there-
they
there is
paid
that.
the ultimate price.
Yeah.
like let's now that they're dead,
Yeah.
They're-
let's take our favorite parts.
they're no longer getting their praise.
Pull them apart.
But
Let's mine them for their tastiness, and then let the rest of it decay.
Yeah.
I also think that similar to kind of your point, I don't know if this is similar to the point you were making, but you mentioned how like timeline matters
Yeah.
and like when it took place matters. And I think that in the context you were talking about, you meant how long ago did it happen? Has that person changed, etc. But in your example, I think that you also have to kind of take into account the world in which that person lived.
Yeah,
Right?
I don't like that argument though.
But I mean, at a certain point, I feel like it has to be not acceptable, but understandable if you are a man living in 1560 or whatever, and your entire life, the only society you know praises men, disrespects
Yeah.
women.
Yeah, the whole would you have really rebelled against the Nazis if you lived in Germany type argument.
Well, those are two different arguments because I
Yeah.
like.
Sorry.
But one
I don't
is
know
like
this-
the patriarchy is the patriarchy, and I can understand like it's been the patriarchy, and we still live in the patriarchy. So like we're still living with those struggles, and that I can separate. That I'm like I understand. But if it's like Strindberg fucking hated his or loved his mother and fucking hated every woman in his life and like treated them like garbage and stuff like that. Those like really specific
Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
artist individual
Yeah.
moments. I'm like, oh, then Miss Julie is super fucked up when you read it.
Well, and that's actually an interesting case because I mean, I hadn't even thought about all the cases of exceptionally brilliant artists in history that are like mentally unstable or have these really weird like psychological quirks that makes them like monsters. That's true.
Like I think ultimately, like it's I think more healthy to like I say, like truly extract them for the pieces that they are, and go. You wrote fantastic music, and you're an asshole.
Well,
Like,
I was going to
let
say
those things reconcile
Do you
themselves.
program that music over a new artist?
if
right.
it's better. I see. Here's the thing. I think that
If it's better, gotcha.
no, but it depends on what kind of show you're programming. Yeah. But also, I feel like in the case of like visual art, or even, I don't know why for some reason lyrics matter to me. But if it is,
Oh yeah, well yeah.
well, no, but because for me, if there's a singer that is like performing a song, then I don't feel the same way about the separation that I do if I'm just listening to like an orchestral rendition of music that a psychopath has written. You know what I mean? Like I feel like there's something about, and it's the same thing with actors. Like when I'm watching a person perform something, then I find it harder to, or I guess I don't know if I find it hard. Then I find it more, then I find this argument to be more relevant. I don't know how to explain it. It's easier for me to separate the things when there's no face, like right in front of you.
Yeah, when there's like a field of separation.
Totally.
When there's like a painting, like there's like
Yeah,
the
a
art
painting
is separated between you and them, as opposed to the art is to engage with them directly.
Yeah,
that's what I was trying to say earlier as well,
yeah.
right? Like
Yeah,
when
when you
it's
put it like that,
the producer of a movie, you're like, that's a bit easier to take the swallow than like the lead of the movie being the hero. And you're like, I can't watch you be the hero. You are awful.
I mean, take Top Gun.
Well,
Watching Top Gun, watching
please.
Tom Cruise,
Take
please
Top
take
Gun,
it.
please.
Watching Tom Cruise in every single film,
Yeah.
be weird, and as a human being, is tough to do, knowing where he's affiliated
I
with.
know, but Tom Cruise is a tough one because he makes some fucking entertaining movies.
Yeah,
man.
and think of all the blood money that's in them.
I know, but
Yeah.
that's what makes it like it's not black and white, right? Because
Our screening started with just the theater window came down and closed to the proper theater format, and you hear the Dolby surround sound kicking in, and then it was just Tom Cruise sitting on a studio chair looking directly down the barrel being like, "Thank you all for coming to the theater tonight. We're very happy that you chose to come to this show tonight.
We've worked really hard on this, and we're really excited to bring it to you and
for you.
For
It's
you
for
and-
you."
and,
So
it's
he
a long time
starts
coming.
it by gaslighting you.
Yeah, it's weird, man.
that is weird.
It's
weird.
fucked.
He's a great example though of acting really being a technique, because he's a
Yeah.
fucking weirdo, but he is a really good actor.
He just knows how to do the things that he does. Like he knows what
Yeah.
people like about him in movies, and so he does that, and then people like that.
But he has a pretty wide range of like films that he can be in.
Not anymore.
Oh,
No,
There's
but
the
it-
one where he's charming and handsome, and then there's also another one where he's charming and handsome.
There was that one where he yelled at that autistic man.
Yeah, but he was charming and handsome while he did it. You know,
He was. That was why he got away with it.
Right, but okay, fine. So he's easy on the eyes.
Top Gun, I think it's called.
Top Gun 2. Miles Teller is the
How is Miles Teller in that movie?
Milk Toast.
He's fine.
Yeah, dude, I watched him in. Oh, fucking, what was it?
Fantastic Four.
No, fucking, that was. Don't even get me started.
Whiplash.
No, I thought he was good in Whiplash.
Yeah,
He was
that's-
fine in Whiplash. Yeah.
but
It was so good that he's done a
that he like
dozen
has
movies.
a career
Yeah.
now. Yeah, it's fucking stupid. But there's some like teen sci-fi fucking series that he did a while back. Oh god, Maurice was just eating it up a couple of days ago. Anyways, he's like trash. Like he's a trash actor in like most things I see him in. That's the moral of my story.
Yeah, as we're clearly ready to sway from this conversation, let's wrap it up by saying what our final thoughts are on this topic of like.
I think the human brain is capable of many things simultaneously.
Yeah.
And therefore, you can ingest art of a terrible person and still acknowledge that they're a terrible person, and it doesn't make you that kind of terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like take the time to look at them individually. You know?
Yeah, think about the thing you're ingesting.
Yeah, you can have an opinion about Aziz Ansari while also knowing that he is not the same as Bill Cosby.
Correct.
You know, fuck Bill Cosby forever. Let's have a talk with Aziz.
I think the Aziz thing.
Let's get Daniel's true thoughts on Aziz Ansari. Wrongly accused.
I mean, I don't know enough about it, but from what I understand, there was something that was blown like way out of proportion.
I don't know. I don't understand it.
I mean, from what I gather, he went on a date with someone and like they started to fool around, and then she was like, "I want to stop," and he was like, "Okay," and then later she was like, "He wanted to fool around with me." And I could be way oversimplifying it.
As far as I know, there was a stop, but then there was a continue later that was not consensual.
Like a forced, like he forced himself on her, or he like tried to re-engage, like reinitiate.
He
and
reinitiated, and she did not want it to reinitiate. That's
and,
forcing.
And did it stop?
Eventually, probably. I think.
Okay,
yeah.
well, that's an important detail. I think.
Yeah, well, it was really early in the conversations about how consent is expressed non-verbally, kind of stuff. So the point is, it sounded super fuzzy. It didn't sound like someone trying to assault somebody.
Right.
It also was not. Yes,
but it also was clearly a situation that. It's one of those things that we should talk about because this is harder. It's harder to break down than blatant Bill Cosby date raping people. That's a no-brainer.
Totally.
But so they don't need to discuss that as much. Like the Aziz thing is something like, let's talk about that. Why did she feel so uncomfortable? And he clearly wasn't able to pick up on that. How much of that was just alcohol? Let's say it's not, and let's talk about how we don't. You know what I mean? Like it was something that merited conversation, not like fuck you forever. You're the same as Bill Cosby. It's like. Getting lumped up in that group in that time was a weird thing. So yeah, treat them as individuals.
he's fine.
He's fine.
Aziz is fine.
I'm not saying he's not fine. Yeah. I'm not boo-hooing him. Yeah. Don't put that.
He's had a hard go, guys. Leave Aziz alone.
Yeah, Sean. He's having a tough time.
No.
You know how hard it is to be rich and famous and funny looking?
I saw his
Free
stand-up
Bill.
I saw his stand-up when he returned. It
It was a weird special.
was very weird.
The whole thing shot in a close-up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was strange. Anyways, I agree. Look at everything individually. I think what I've discovered about myself in this conversation is that it is incredibly situational. I don't really have any like broad opinion on it. I think that it depends very much so on the art I'm consuming, how much I appreciate it for what it is, and how egregious the crime was that the person committed.
Yeah, and like how many people are involved? If they're a solo musician act and they're an asshole, maybe you can just cut that person out. If they're one part of a massive film enterprise and a lot of people's jobs are in it and they're all trying to make it work, maybe don't burn that whole thing to the ground because one person in it was an asshole.
I agree, but I also
a monster.
I think if I'm being totally honest, I can say that if a solo musician is a fucking asshole or like a bad person for whatever reason. I mean,
like that guy that got a bunch of people killed at his concert in Texas earlier. What's his name?
What?
Okay, so so this is a good. I mean,
Yeah.
that maybe a bad example because I think that like murder and like sexual assault and stuff is kind of like, I guess what we're talking about.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
what we're talking about.
Okay, so we'll take that guy for example. I forget
What
his
was his name?
What happened?
Fucking this guy. He was playing this show, and
Travis Jordan? Is that a name?
I think it was Travis Scott,
Travis Scott is like really popular right now.
rapper, right?
I think so.
Right. So I think that's his name. Maybe look it up. But
Yeah, there's a very famous rapper right now named Travis Scott.
if it's the same person, he was doing a show, and he was encouraging the crowd to get really aggressive, and like fucking.
Oh, and then it like
And, like-
pressed in, and people
And like
got
people
Travis
died.
Scott.
Travis Scott. People
Right.
got
Astroworld.
crushed to death.
That was fucked.
and
that was
he
fucked.
and he was like telling them to stop freaking out and like don't let the emergency people in because this concert's not going to stop. You know, we're raging too hard right now.
Yeah. So he clearly is a fucking shitty person.
yeah,
Fine. And I don't know his music. I don't think I would like it. But I think that if I'm being honest, I can say that if he was producing masterpieces, I might still listen to them, knowing that he's a shit person.
So Kanye.
No, probably nothing in the rap or hip hop department.
But he's produced masterpieces and is objectively a terrible human being.
Well, he's a mentally ill person, right? So like it's hard. It's hard to. I have a hard time saying that he is a terrible human being.
It's not an excuse to be a terrible person to people.
Not an excuse, but I think that it's easy to say Kanye is a piece of shit and overlook the
very
easy. Yeah, I don't agree that it's that. I think there's more at play there. It's a complicated issue.
Money is a terrible disease.
Mental illness is a terrible disease.
That too.
Yeah, but like a majority of people are struggling with mental illness.
Totally. I'm not saying Kanye is alone and we need to fucking...
I don't know enough... Why are you such
free
a Kanye?
Kanye?
Yeah, free Kanye.
I'm just saying that it's easy to shit on people and ignore the fact that there is like more... There's something else at play besides a person just being a piece of shit.
He's clearly detached from reality.
Which fucking plays... It's like... Has to be... I don't know. It plays a role, I guess. It has to be like
yeah, but you
in
know
the
what? When a
conversation.
doctor gives you meds and is like, these meds will help you, you should take your meds, and you don't take the meds because you're Kanye and that's the only reason, then you're.
I think there's a lot of people who are psychologically unstable and choose not to take the medication.
Sure, but
for a
Kanye
number
has
of
the
reasons.
freedom of being a multi-billionaire. Like, he's free to make better choices, is what I'm saying.
I guess, but if you, I don't know. This is a different conversation entirely.
Yeah, next Podlet.
Or maybe like we don't dissect someone's mental well-being on the air for hundreds of thousands of people.
I have
So
no
in
pity for
so in
billionaires.
K-Pax, right? He's like in therapy.
Talk about mental illness.
And that's the end of the Podlet.
We go live to Ophelia playing with her cat toy.
Yes, she'll never stop. She's the Travis Scott of this apartment. Bye, all. Like and subscribe. Tune in for another Podlet real soon. Love you. Say love you, everyone.
Love you.
Love you.
Yeah, say it like you mean it.
Say it like you love Kanye.
Love you.